It is Bronze and Modern Gods. I love making Richard laugh right before we start.
Hi, John. How are you?
Good. Hey, inside joke. Don't worry about it. Before we get started, I want to remind you to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Bronze and Modern Gods. Hey, check out our website, bronzeandmoderngods.com. Monday and Tuesday, I'm going to get merch set up on the website because everybody keeps hitting me up for the hat, the baseball Henley. I'm going to do it this week. So give me a couple of days. If you like us, then like us. If you really like us, subscribe to us. If you don't like us, give us a thumbs down. I don't know. What do you want from me?
What's somebody else that you may like?
Yeah, really. I mean, why are you wasting your time here? Life is short. We have our topic today, which is our top 5 underrated Spider-Man keys. Stuff you may not know about, stuff you may have forgotten about. You can still get it on the cheap. So check it out. That's coming up. We've got our underrated books of the week. We've got the 25-year rule. And we've got, of course, our hot book of the week. Starting us off, it is Web W.E.B. of Spider-Man #1, Richard.
Yeah, this is kind of a stretch for me because I love Web of Spider-Man #1 from the 80s. Yeah. So this is the first appearance of Harley Keener, a boy who first appeared in Iron Man 3.
You remember that? I don't remember that.
Yeah, he was the main kid in Iron Man 3. Yeah.
All right, sure.
He was also in Endgame. He was in the funeral scene for Iron Man.
Okay. I don't remember that, but I know this book also features Onomi. I don't know. How can you say that?
I say Onomi.
Onomi. These characters are both part of the Avengers Campus attraction at Disneyland, which I need to get to. I mean, I'm right here. I should go see it. This book is currently going for around $15 for the regular cover. There are 2 variants. There's one featuring the Avengers Campus, and then there's a Mark Bagley 1 in 25 that's going for over $100 already. Like you said, I'm not sure about the long haul for this one.
Yeah, I would be cautious about going too deep with this book. Buying that $100 1 in 25 variant, for example, I think there are other investments for $100. If you're just looking at it from a spec point of view, that would make more sense than to buy that.
I mean, I can get the excitement because of Avengers Campus opening and the tangential relationship that this book has to it. But okay, let's fast forward to next year. Avengers Campus has been open for a year. Who gives a crap? Is Web of Spider-Man #1 still going to be a $15 book?
Exactly. Go lightly with this book. Just wait and see. But frankly, I think there are more important investments to make.
In fact, that's our main topic today. Our top 5 underrated spider keys, stuff that you probably should be spending that $15 on besides this Web of Spider-Man #1. And Richard, why don't you start us off with your first pick?
My first one is because Spider-Man resets its numbering scheme every single year, it seems like anymore. I'm including the year. This is Amazing Spider-Man #9 from 2015. This is the second appearance of Spider-Gwen.
Oh,
which is amazing that this book is still so affordable. We all know the first appearance of Spider-Gwen is Edge of Spider-Verse #2.
Yeah.
And that book is gone ballistic. $12,000 for the variant cover in 9.8, for example. It's just a tough book to be able to afford. But typically what happens is after the first book or first appearance goes stratospheric, people migrate to the second appearance, and so far no one really has called this book out. There are some great variants for this book. Comic Exposure has a variant that has Spider-Gwen, Silk, Spider-Woman, and Peter on the cover. Those 3 women are part of our Spider-Women, which is a strong spec right now for a future Spider property. So it's amazing that you could still buy this book. I bought one today for $9.
There you go.
Yeah, you can still buy it cheaply. And there's I would recommend buying the Comic Exposure just because it is the second cover appearance of Spider-Gwen. You could buy that one. There's also a sketch variant of that book, which is basically black and white. And both of them go for about the same amount of money. Definitely something to keep an eye out. the A cover for Spider-Man #9. It's fairly common. You can also buy it inexpensively. But eventually, and it may take to the next Spider-Verse movie coming out next year, people are going to start gravitating to this key, I think, and now's the time to buy it.
Oh, for sure. That's a good one. My first Spider key is Amazing Spider-Man 492. Now, this features a J. Scott Campbell Mary Jane cover, but not one that everybody's laser focused on. It's a cool cover. It's got that lower print run from the early 2000s. You can grab this one for about $10 still. And
wow.
Yeah, and 493 also has another J. Scott Campbell Mary Jane cover that people just forget about. You know, they're so focused on that, I'm going to use air quotes here, controversial cover of her on the couch. It's comic books, people. They're not supposed to be anatomically correct, okay? Just heads up. But these two, I don't think get enough attention, and you can still grab them on the cheap.
Yeah, great. Absolutely. I'm a huge J. Scott Campbell fan. I try to buy his books whenever they run into my particular universe. So this is great. I mean, there are some really, really, really important books, variant covers from him in the Spider-Man run.
Yep. What's your next one?
My next book, I'm actually switching from Peter to Miles Morales. Spider-Verse #1 from 2019, the second printing. This is a cool Miles cover. This is the first appearance of Spider-Zero. Spider-Zero is basically in charge. There's this whole mythos of spiders in the Spider-Verse, and she is the mistress of the web. She's the one who maintains the cosmic web that envelops all of the universe. And it's, you know, they are leaning and hinting towards her being Miles' sister from another part of the multiverse. So if that's actually true, there's definitely a strong tie to her and Miles. The second print of this book is really it's really rare. I was doing my research on it. There are 62,000 prints of the first run, according to Comicron. It took me a good half an hour to squeeze out of Comicron's database how many of the second print. There's about 1,775 for the second print. So
wow,
yeah, really small print run. You can pick up raws right now for about $70. The GPA for a 9.8 is 184 90-day. The last sale was 215. There's only been 2 sales for all of 2021. Obviously, there's only 11 books on the census, so they're not going to have high numbers. But again, this is a book that if Spider-Zero becomes a character in one of the Sony Spider movies, this is her key. This is her first appearance, and this is the rarest version of that book. The second print. Warning: there is a Walmart variant that also has a second print. It is not as valuable in my opinion, but it is definitely out there. So this is a book that you could still find on eBay. So keep your eyes out, and when it comes up cheap, I'd pick it up and then put it in your spec book.
Awesome. My last two are going back to the Bronze Age, classic Spider-Man, okay? The first one is Amazing Spider-Man #110. Now, this is the first appearance of the Gibbon, kind of made infamous thanks to Reggie Collects. But that's not why I'm picking it. I mean, the Gibbon, you want to spec on the Gibbon, God bless you, go for it. This is the last story Stan Lee ever wrote for his original run on Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's interesting that with Stan gone, that this hasn't been picked up more, that this is his last issue for Spider-Man. A high-end raw copy runs you about $70, so it's not going to break the bank. And, before the Gibbon gets his own Disney Plus series.
Oh, God.
I want to grab this one. And my last one, it's funny, but I'm actually serious. It's Amazing Spider-Man 130, the debut of the Spidermobile.
I've got a copy of that.
Right.
Yeah.
If you grew up in the 70s or 80s, you knew about the Spidermobile. It was meant to be stupid. It was meant to be fun. It was meant to be goofy. Even when they introduced it, they did not take it seriously. It was built for Spider-Man by the Human Torch. The classic story. Peter gets behind the wheel with the torch and he says, hey, I don't have a driver's license and I've never driven before. He lives in New York City, people. Come on. So hijinks ensue. In reality, it was created to secure the trademark for a toy license. Okay, got it. A nice raw copy of the Spidermobile's first appearance. You can pay $55 for it, and you can be happy that you have this essential piece of Spider-Man history.
Because everyone knows how important the Spidermobile is to Peter getting around the city.
The best was that cover where I think it's the Tinkerer takes over the Spidermobile and it's trying to run Spider-Man over because it's going up a wall, and it's great. I love the Spider.
It is awesome. It's a piece of childhood right there.
It's a piece of something. We're talking about memories. We're talking about the 70s. We're talking about going back in time. We're talking about the 25-year rule. I just everything off my desk. That's how excited I was about the 25 year. I don't care. I'm going to go ahead because this one is a little close to my heart. It is Ultraverse Volume 2, number 15. Huh? I love the Ultraverse. Malibu's Ultraverse, when it first started, was something else. It was sort of a more writerly approach to creator-owned comics and Image Comics, kind of a response to that. Steve Englehart, Steve Gerber, all sorts of great people came together to create these titles, and they got off to a great start, so much so that, they had their own line of comic books in this Ultraverse. They had their own coloring staff that was using cutting-edge computer coloring. Marvel took notice, looked at the market share they were losing, looked at the computer coloring that they were doing, and said, yoink, we'll buy that, thank you, which spelled the beginning of the end for the Ultraverse. They kept it going for a while. They tried to integrate it into the Marvel universe a bit. The Black Knight went back and forth between universes several times. Silver Surfer and Warlock met Rune. You had the Phoenix Force show up in the Ultraverse. Huh? But just all kind of came crashing down by December 1996 with both Ultraverse Volume 2, number 15, and Rune Volume 2, number 7. Those were the final Malibu Ultraverse titles. Kind of a sad ending to such a great line of books that, because of contractual limitations, creator owner things, royalty payouts, how to figure it out, the splits, they'll never be reprinted. You'll probably never see the Ultraverse again.
So did Malibu end with the end of the Ultraverse?
Oh yeah, all gone. Poof. Marvel bought Malibu. So there you go. Sad. All of you out there, anybody into the Ultraverse back in the day, let us know in the comments. I miss it. I loved Strangers. I loved Sludge. There was a great title called Exiles where Steve Gerber just really screwed it. Yeah, before Marvel's Exiles, there was another title, Ultraverse Exiles, where he kind of screwed with everybody by announcing this team of basically mutants, and they solicited it and got it out there. Issue 4 ends with everybody dying.
Oh, wow.
And they had solicited issue 5 and beyond. They didn't tell anybody. It was a shock. It was meant to be this 4-issue experiment just to see if they mess with people's minds, and it was great.
Wow, that sounds like a Walking Dead kind of thing to do.
Yeah, well, that's Steve Gerber for you. We miss him. We can't have an episode without me mentioning Steve Gerber at least once. Time for our underrated books of the week. Richard, I love your pick.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, mine is Nova number 2, the 7th volume of Nova. Yes, they restart the numbering for Nova over and over again. So this is the first meeting of Sam Alexander, who is the current Nova, and Richard Rider, who's the Nova that I grew up with.
The only Nova.
What happens basically is Richard Rider returns. He comes back from the dead, and he's looking to become Nova again. Well, he's been replaced by Sam Alexander. So this story is about the two of them meeting and trying to strike up a solution to the problem of there are now two Novas. The reason why I think this is important, this is their first meeting. Kevin Feige has already stated that he would love to use both Novas in a future MCU property. So if that happens, what is most likely if he uses both of the Novas is he's going to use them both in the same movie. And if that happens, this book is their first meeting, and it is surprisingly affordable. First of all, no one is slabbing this.
No.
There are 3 books on the census. Raw, you could buy this book for $4, $8 every day, easily on eBay. Not an expensive book, but again, that's the kind of opportunity you want to take advantage of. Ultimate Fallout was a $4 book, months after it came out, $8 book. This is an opportunity to pick up a book before other people discover it and run with it. Me, I grabbed Midtown had a sale going where for 99 cents on certain titles, and I found this book available for 99 cents. I bought a stack of them.
Wow.
So if something happens where this becomes a character, I'm set up for a reasonable investment to make a profit. If not, it's not a huge loss at that point. So definitely, I think this is something to hold long term. We won't see Nova most likely in phase 4. If we see him, it's probably going to be in phase 5. So you're talking 5-6 years before we see something that really happens with this character. Let's be real. There's so many other characters that Marvel has to first introduce. So this is an opportunity to buy it cheap and reap the profits, hopefully, in the future.
I have this run. I've never read it. I love Nova, so I just kind of automatically pick anything up that has Nova on it, despite who is pretending to be Nova at that time, besides Richard Rider. I can't get past the covers. They're so cartoony. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't deal. I love some cartoony art, but for some reason, this cutesy pie, Scotty Youngish, Ed McGuinness-y, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, this particular run has a lot of that. There are other runs that don't. They're a little bit more serious. Okay. One other point to make, issue number 1 for this for this series actually has both Sam and Richard on the cover. So that is the first cover appearance where the two of them are together. But the story does not have Richard Rider in it. He doesn't appear until issue number 2. So issue number 1 is a little bit more expensive. I bought a copy for about $20, and I wouldn't mind. I would recommend if you come across it inexpensively to pick it up, just because it's their first cover appearance together. But if the real story is in issue number 2.
I think I hold a lot against this run because the run prior to it, where it was Richard Rider and it was written by Abnett and Lanning, was so good. It ran for 3 years. It tied into Guardians of the Galaxy. They really redeemed Richard Rider and made him, worthy of being the head of the Nova Corps. And now I just, here's a 12-year-old wearing a helmet.
It's comic books. Cyclops is a 14-year-old in Champions now.
I don't know, but I just wish he would get off my lawn. Why are you on my lawn? Go play in your own yard, kid. This is mine. I also like the Eric Larson run of Nova that only lasted 7 issues. Sadly, the timing on that was horrible, but it's a nice segue from Eric Larson doing to my pick for underrated book of the week, which is Supreme number 67. Eric Larson relaunched this long-running Image title from Rob Liefeld's stable a few years ago. I guess it's been almost 7 years or so, I think. Picked up a lot of the stuff that Alan Moore had laid down previously. We've talked about my love for the Alan Moore run on Supreme on this podcast before. But this issue in particular is here because it features Supreme versus Omni-Man from Invincible.
Amazing, yeah.
This book is insanely scarce. According to Richard's favorite website, Comicron, the print run for number 65 was just over 5,000 copies. There is no Comicron listing for this issue, to prove Richard's point, so we can assume it was either the same or maybe even less, as retailers tend to drop their orders as a book goes along. It's currently going for $50 to $80 on eBay, sold prices. But I bet a lot of Invincible fans have no clue this book even exists.
Oh yeah, you showed me the cover for this. This is an amazing book.
Yeah, it's a great one of those great Eric Larson homage covers from the Justice League, I think, with Superman versus Captain Thunder, who was supposed to be a Captain Marvel stand-in. And you've got, Supreme as Superman and Omni-Man as Captain Thunder.
Yeah, especially if we continue to see success with the Invincible TV show, this could end up picking up some heat.
I think if you had Comic-Con coming up and you put this on your wall for $80, it'd be gone in the first hour. We'll see.
Oh yeah.
If you can find one, good luck. I just happen to have one because I love Eric Larson. My love for Eric Larson saves me.
And your love for Supreme as well.
Yeah, the Alan Moore on Supreme. Before that, I'm going to pass. Hey, that's going to do it for this week, Richard.
Wow, already?
Yeah, we were. It seems like the more insanely prepared we are for this show, the shorter it ends up being.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, you know what? Everybody, if they want to follow us, Facebook and Instagram, Bronze and Modern Gods, or you can go to our website at bronzeandmoderngods.com. My partner John.
Pause.
I was just saying, my partner John. It's good to see you.
Oh, there you go. Okay, I thought maybe you froze or something.
No, I didn't really have any place to go after that.
All right. Well, hey, thanks everybody for joining us, and make sure you stick around, hit that notification bell so you know about our bonus episode when it goes live later this week, and we will see you then.
Everybody stay safe.